So, what I want to talk about today is commitment and the power of making commitments. So, at first, it can seem like you're giving a lot of stuff up, right? Like if you commit to a diet, if you commit to an exercise regime, if you commit to a career path or a person, it just seems like you're giving something up. If you're committing to, quitting drugs, you're giving up drugs, you're giving up an environment, you're giving up certain friends that you might have. So, at the start, it's kind of like, why am I committing to this lifestyle? Why am I committing to being healthy and losing weight when I'm giving up all of my favorite things? Like, it sucks. I'm giving up all my favorite foods. I'm giving up like what I like to do. I'm giving up what I normally do with my friends, and I'm giving up my friends. So, and then the career path, so you're just giving stuff up. But what I eventually experienced on the other side of this discomfort is that the pleasures of these commitments, for example, after you've lost the weight, when you've been going to the gym consistently and you see that your body's getting slimmer, you see that your arms are like, you got this muscle kind of carving that you've never had before. It's like that sense of joy is irreplaceable, and it completely exceeds the joy that you initially got from the food that you liked, or from laying around in bed and watching TV and eating potato chips instead of just going to lift the damn weights. And when you start to experience those pleasures later on, when you're like, actually, like, the gifts of being sober are great. Like, I've got this clear mind. I don't have any more brain fog. I can actually focus on everything that I want to focus on. I can take care of my business. I'm making more money. And then you see the actual fruits of your commitment. And it goes with being in a relationship too, because when you're constantly like pair bonding and connecting with random people all the time, you're gonna end up feeling kind of empty, But when you actually commit to someone and then you guys start to build something together, the fruits don't come till later. Like at the beginning, it just seems like you're giving stuff up. But much later, when you start to experience the fruits of your commitment, which take patience and take time, like you realize that those pleasures are incomparable to the pleasures that you were giving up in the first place. And in the first place, before you make this commitment, you can't even experience those pleasures yet, and you don't know how good it could potentially feel. So yeah, make the commitment, because later on, when you see how beautiful your body's looking, and when you feel sharper and more productive than ever, and when goals in your life are going better than you could have imagined, when your business is going better than you could have imagined, or whatever goals you might have, that feeling and those pleasures are incomparable to what you're giving up. And it's not something that you see until quite a bit later. So I want you to remember that, when you're making a commitment and you're kind of thinking about how much it sucks that you have to give all this stuff up, remember the pleasures you will feel later. You have to be patient though. It will take time. It's not coming immediately. It will take time. So keep that in mind. Remember that later on, this will all be worth it. And everything that you're giving up, those pleasures are nothing, like nothing compared to what you'll actually get in the future. Because yeah, like when I started getting fit, I was just like, I'm giving up X, Y, and Z, my favorite foods, my favorite, getting sober. I'm giving up my favorite drug, which helped me, eat more. Like I'm getting the munchies, right? And it's just like I'm giving up all my favorite things. Why? Like I really just want to smoke all day. Like I really just want to do this. It's not till a lot later when you start experiencing the brightness. It's just something you have to wait for. You really have to get on the other side of that bridge, and it takes a little while. And now it's like, I don't even want that thing anymore. Like I'd never have sugar cravings anymore the way that I used to. Like I used to binge eat until I got sick. And I don't do that anymore because I don't even have sugar cravings. I don't want these things, because when I look in the mirror and I'm happy with my body and I feel toned and I feel athletic and I feel energized and I can wear whatever I want and I feel confident, that is so much better than the gratification I could have gotten from an ice cream cone or pizza. Like, so at first, of course, it kind of sucked that I was giving up all my favorite things and the amount that I used to eat. And then, like, I don't know, the drug was kind of paired with it for me, because I had harder time controlling my impulses when I was high, right? Your impulse control goes to crap. Like, you want sugar, you have that craving, you're gonna go get it right away, instead of like kind of when you're sober, it's easier to control those impulses, right? So I kind of had that experience where quitting the drug helped me quit the other things, and it's like I'm only starting to experience the benefits of it all weeks later, and I had to wait and I had to be patient, and it sucked and I didn't want to do it at first, but it's just the fruits of your commitment are the best experiences you could ever have, and your life could be better than you could possibly imagine. You know, if you put your mind to something, it's not impossible for you to achieve it. Like the people that have lost the weight, gotten the body of their dreams, failed over and over again when they're trying to start a business, but then they eventually succeeded. Do you really think it's impossible? It might be very hard, but is it harder to live every day with regret, with envy, looking at other people and wishing you could have done that thing? Wishing you could have tried, had some confidence? To me, I think it's just harder every single day to live that way, where you're not completely satisfied with yourself and you know you could have done better. I think that's harder than just doing the hard thing in the first place. So this is your reminder that if there's a commitment you need to make and there are things that you need to give up to put your full self into that commitment, to give it your all, remember that the things that you're giving up, they're not pleasure. The real pleasure is what comes much later, when you make that commitment and you see the benefits that it has for you. Being healthy, running a business of your passion, maybe working a job you love instead of hate. Sometimes you have to give things up and give people up, right? Like, it sucks to give up your favorite people, really. Like, I've been there. But in order to reach your full potential, if you know you have to do it, I promise you the results don't come till weeks later. Like, initially, when you give that thing up, it's just pain, like grief, hurt, you miss them, but it doesn't last forever. Like, the fruits of your labor will pay you back infinitely more than those instant gratification pleasures could have ever done. And your life will suck if you don't give anything up and you think that you can have everything and you just indulge in every single thing you want and like in person and experience and drug or whatever it may be. Your life will suck. Like, in order to have a good life where you're proud of yourself, you have to make important commitments. So just remember that even if it sucks at the beginning, it gets so much better, like so much better. Remember, it's hard when you haven't experienced it before, but I'm telling you, work on it. Make the sacrifices that you need to make, because you can't get everything you want. You have to make sacrifices. It really annoys me when I see people that just want everything and they think that they can get everything with everything that they want. Like, no, you're gonna have to make some sacrifices. Like, stop being a bitch. Really, you have to make sacrifices. So yeah, just remember that once you make those sacrifices, it might suck for a while, but at the end you're gonna experience pleasures and highs and a sustained level of happiness that you've probably never experienced before. Like, it's not just some kind of instant gratification high that you crash and you go lower than your baseline afterward, you know, like dopamine. But it's kind of like a slow, sustained happiness where you get healthier and you get better and you're proud of yourself. You can look in the mirror every day and know that you did your best. That's a slow climb that stays there. Like, you don't crash, you know, it stays there and you slowly climb, and your baseline happiness and pride and confidence, it's the greatest gift that you could ever feel. And it'll not make you want the things that you gave up anymore. You're not gonna want that toxic person anymore. You're not gonna want those horrible snacks. You're not gonna want that drug, because you see the fruits of your labor and you see the successes that you've accomplished. And it's just like meaningless. What is that? Why did I ever want that junk food? Like, I look at sugar now, I look at ice cream, I look at donuts, and maybe in the past I would have cravings, and now I'm just like it doesn't affect me. I really don't care for it. It's kind of harder when, for example, you're addicted to hard drugs, which thankfully I haven't been addicted to anything like that hard. So I know that's definitely deeper, right? And it'll take a lot longer than other types of commitments, like, quitting heroin. You could be a lifelong addict even if you quit. You could really have cravings for the rest of your life, something like heroin, but like something easy like junk food or a toxic relationship, toxic friends, toxic environments. Cigarettes, I don't know, I've never been addicted to cigarettes, so I can't say, but it's like, it'll be a lot easier to give up these little things for your commitment. I can't really speak on behalf of hard drugs, like I said, because I haven't been addicted to hard drugs, and I know that's a lot more difficult, but it's not impossible. You could probably still get cravings for a lot longer for a hard drug than you would for example, you're a sugar addict, right, and you binge eat. Yeah, like, you could quit the sugar, and I don't think you'll be an addict just like a few months later, or years. You won't even have the cravings anymore once you're doing the right things and your mind is in the right place. I believe in you. Like, I struggled with weed for a long time, right? Like, addicted to weed. And of course now, like, it's been weeks that I haven't been on it, but I think that if I were around it, I might have that craving again, just because it's a harder craving to give up than like some of the other ones, right? I'm over like the sugar and the junk food, and I'm over social media. I can shut off my phone whenever I freaking want. Like, I don't doom scroll, and toxic people I don't care for. Like, I can say goodbye and that's it. I'm not attached, and I don't crave that dopamine hit and their validation anymore. But then there are things I understand they're harder to give up, and they'll take a lot longer, and you might still get cravings for a lot longer, but I promise you that if you stick to your commitment and you remember why you're doing it, that the fruits of your labor will be infinitely better than any pleasure those instant hits would give you. Really, like, anything that gives you a dopamine hit with little effort, smoking, eating something bad, opening a website, it's a slippery, dangerous slope, and it really breeds addiction. So remember that the things that give you pleasure should require some effort. Having a sexy body requires you to make that commitment of exercising and eating better. But then the pleasures of having that sexy body are like, ooh, great. Every single day you have this sustained level of happiness that is really irreplaceable than a cheap dopamine hit. So yeah, even if it sucks at the beginning, stick it through, stick it out. You got this, and I believe in you. I've done it. You can do it. A lot of people have done it. It's not impossible. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching my video. Art by SMF. I'll see you next time.